When the message came from the throne room of Zolthian Prime, I thought it was a mistake. Me. Assigned to the king's daughter. Everyone knew she was hopeless. Lazy. Clumsy. Weak. At least, that was the reputation Princess Sira carried through the corridors of the citadel. Soldiers mocked her. Scientists rolled their eyes. Her own father barely acknowledged her. And now, I was her new trainer. I'd trained elite soldiers, survivors of asteroid belts, warriors who didn't blink during a solar flare, but this? This felt like punishment. I met her for the first time in the Zero-G garden, a floating chamber filled with bioluminescent flora. She was sitting alone, cross-legged in midair, her white hair drifting like smoke. She didn't flinch when I entered. "You're late," she said, not even looking up. "And you're not in uniform," I shot back. She turned to face me. Her eyes, violet and glowing, were tired, but not soft. "I don't need a uniform to be a failure. I've already got that title." I froze. Not because of what she said, but how she said it. No sarcasm. No bitterness. Just quiet acceptance. That was the first time something in my mind shifted. Just slightly. The first week was brutal. She couldn't hit a target, couldn't hold a blade properly, and didn't even know how to block a basic energy blast. She was smart, though, too smart. She'd read every theory, memorized strategies, even dissected my own field reports from past missions. But when it came time to act, she hesitated. Every single time. Why? I asked her one night after she froze during a combat simulation. "You know what to do. Why won't you do it?" She stared at the ground. Then, quietly, she said, "Because I'm not allowed to win." That made no sense to me. "What are you talking about?" She took a long breath. "If I fail, I stay invisible. If I succeed, I become a threat." I didn't press her. Not yet. But that night, I started digging. The palace archives were classified, but I had clearance, barely. What I found shocked me. Princess Sira had once been a prodigy. At 8, she spoke 7 dialects. At 12, she rebuilt a fractured AI core. At 14, she led a simulated mission that outperformed real cadets by 87%. But then her mother died. A mysterious shuttle accident. No survivors. That's when her record stopped. Not slowed, stopped. From then on, everything about her became quiet. Suppressed. Like someone had dimmed her light on purpose. The next morning, I confronted her. "They clipped your wings," I said. "Didn't they?" She didn't deny it. "They feared I'd become like her," she whispered. "My mother. She wasn't just queen. She was a revolutionary. She wanted peace. Unity. But peace makes the war generals useless. So they erased her. And made me a joke." My hands clenched. I'd served this kingdom for years. Believed in its mission. But now, why tell me all this? I asked. "Because you're the only one who didn't laugh when you saw me." After that, training changed. I stopped treating her like a student and started treating her like a partner. I designed simulations around her mind, not just her strength. We practiced at night, away from cameras and guards. She grew sharper. Faster. Deadlier. But she never lost her kindness. Once, during a sparring match, I grazed her arm with a blade. She winced, but instead of retaliating, she helped me adjust my stance mid-fight. "Your angle's off. You'll leave yourself open." She smiled. "Even if I'm your target, I won't let you fight wrong." That was the moment I realized I cared. Not as a trainer. Not as a soldier. As a man. But feelings were dangerous in the citadel. Forbidden, really. A trainer and a royal. Laughable. Treasonous, maybe. So I buried it deep. At least, I tried. Until the assassination attempt. It happened during a royal summit. The king stood proudly among delegates, Sira behind him like an ornament. I was in the shadows, watching, always watching. That's when I saw it. A glint. A movement too fast. Sniper drone. Without thinking, I launched forward, tackling her to the ground just as the blast scorched the wall behind us. Chaos erupted. Guards swarmed. Delegates screamed. The king shouted, not in fear, but in anger. At me. You endangered her, he roared. Syrah stood up, brushing off dust. No. He saved me. He ignored her. She doesn't need saving. She needs control. That was it. She stepped forward, calm and clear. No, father. What I need is freedom. Then, before anyone could stop her, she turned and walked out. The citadel was silent for days after. Rumors flew. Some said she'd been imprisoned. Others claimed she fled off-world. But one night, I heard a knock at my quarters. I opened the door, and there she was. Dressed in traveler's armor. Eyes glowing with purpose. I'm leaving, she said. To finish what my mother started. I nodded. Then I'm coming with you. We left under cover of darkness, past the towers and shields, into the wild stars beyond. The galaxy didn't know it yet, but a storm was coming. And at its center was the girl they once called useless. But to me, she'd always be so much more. A fighter. A flame. A queen in the making. And the one who stole my heart.